Florida's presidential primary is almost here. On March 19th, it will be time to cast your ballot. From the Palm Beaches to the Treasure Coast, everything you need to know before you head out to the polls. We are just 2 days away from Florida's preference presidential primary. While some will only have one box to check off on Tuesday, others will have several questions regarding their community's future. Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us for this Sunday's On the Record. Today, we will be talking to 4 county supervisor of elections to make sure you have all the information you need to make your vote count. We want to start with Palm Beach County Supervisor of Election, Wendy Satori-Link. Wendy, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Let's get right to it. So only registered Republicans will be able to vote in Tuesday's primary. Can you explain why?
Well, that will be for the Republican presidential preference primary, and that's because the Democrats don't have a presidential preference primary this year. Only the Republicans do. And Florida is a closed primary state, which means in Florida, you can only vote in a primary for the party in which you're registered. So that's why for those elections, you can only have the Republicans voting in those. It's a little different for the municipal elections, which we also have 22 of those, because those, any eligible party in that municipality can vote.
Wendy, let's talk about some of those local races that will be on the ballot for both parties.
So we have 22 of our municipalities have elections. We also have 3 different municipalities that have some annexation questions. So although their municipal voters won't be voting on those, some of the folks in the unincorporated county who are have annexation questions on their ballot will also be voting.
Wendy, early voting is now over, so those who are eligible to vote must go in person on Tuesday. How can they find out where their polling location is? What are the voting hours for Tuesday? What do we have to let voters know?
Sure. Tuesday will be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you are in line at 7 p.m., you'll still be permitted to vote. So just make sure you're in line by 7 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday night. You will need to go to your actual polling location. And you can find that by looking at your voter information card, or you can go online and look up your precinct under the My Status button at votepalmbeach.gov. You can also just call our office at 656-6200, area code 561, and we'll be able to give you that information. So very important that people check to make sure they're going to the correct polling location on Tuesday.
And Wendy, what ID do people need to bring with them? You mentioned the voter registration card, which we all get in the mail, but we don't necessarily need that. We just need a certain kind of ID.
Correct, right. So your Florida driver's license or your Florida ID will be your easiest. You can have a passport. Basically what you need is you have to have a signature and a picture ID. So if you have military ID, student ID, you can combine that with credit and debit cards. If you have public assistance identification, a concealed weapons permit, there are a number of things. We have them all listed on our website again. But primarily what you're looking at is got to have a picture and you've got to have your signature.
And Wendy, obviously too late now to return a mail-in ballot if you requested one, but can they drop them off in person on Election Day?
They can bring them to one of our 4 offices on Election Day. So if you haven't already put it in the mail, it is going to be too late for us to receive it. The important thing to remember is it has to be in our main office in West Palm Beach no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, or at one of our outer offices up until 5 p.m. So you can drop it at either in one of the secure ballot intake stations or take it inside of the office, and we will accept that for you there. But we don't want people saying, oh, I'll just get it postmarked by Election Day, because that doesn't count. It's got to be received in our office.
All right, Wendy, before we let you go, anything that we missed that we want to get out to voters ahead of Tuesday?
Just that we really want them out there. So please, please get out and vote if you haven't already. Again, you can still, if somebody has an emergency and they need to come, they can pick up a vote by mail ballot at our office on Monday and Tuesday only if they have an emergency and are not able to get to the polling location. Otherwise, we need them to go to their polling location on Tuesday, and we're looking forward to hopefully a busy and a very smooth election.
Wendy Satori-Ling, Supervisor of Elections in Palm Beach County, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Next, we turn to Martin County, answering your voting questions. On the Record returns in just a moment.
Choose your deal now through Monday at City Furniture's Spring Savings Event with 10% off across the store or 36 months no interest. City Furniture. Visit us in store or online.
If you're looking for the yard of your dreams, look no further than Moon Valley Nurseries. America's largest box tree grower is now open in Riviera Beach. Here, you'll find a wide assortment of mature trees and hedges. Our courteous and knowledgeable team will assist you from planning to planting. Create a yard that ensures privacy and a place your family will love. Benefit from our stress-free white glove service and take advantage of our weather protection plans. From small projects to complete yard transformations, we've got what you're looking for. Come see us today.
With the Freestyle Libre 3 system, know your glucose levels. No finger sticks needed. All with the world's smallest and thinnest sensor. Manage your diabetes with more confidence and lower your A1C. Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
You're the one that I want. NexGard Combo is the only monthly topical that protects against fleas, ticks, tapeworms, and more. Used with caution in cats with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. NexGard Combo. The monthly one and done you want.
Schwarzkopf. Dare to go blonde and let your hair tell your story. Keratin Blonde by Schwarzkopf can lighten your hair color up to 9 levels. Our professionally inspired formula helps protect your hair from breakage with our exclusive bond enforcing system. Be the blonde you've always wanted to be and write your own story with Schwarzkopf Keratin Blonde. What story will you tell?
I'm Jill Hazu.
And I'm Erin Burns.
We invite you to join us this Sunday for Total Retirement with Ernie Burns, where we'll discuss wealth management, estate planning, and more.
Ernie was named 2022's Forbes Best In-State Security Professional. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back. We are now joined by Martin County Supervisor of Elections, Vicki Davis. Vicki, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. So like our previous guest told us, the polls open up Tuesday at 7 a.m. So where can people vote on Election Day? I know there have been a few precinct changes in Martin County.
Hi, Nathalie. Thank you for the opportunity to share information with voters. We have had a couple of changes in Martin County with our precincts. We are mailing out postcards to those voters that are affected. But if a voter used to vote at the Christ Fellowship location, they will now be voting at the former Knights of Columbus facility, which is located on Gaines Avenue and Cove Road. It's an international ministry. And the other change is we have added the Martin County Fairgrounds back as a precinct since they have undergone some renovations and upgrades at that location.
And Vicki, if someone does show up at maybe what used to be their old polling location or, you know, not to the correct one, there'll be someone there to help them and guide them to where they should be.
Oh, absolutely. The clerks can help the voter get to the correct precinct. But what voters really need to keep in mind is this election on March the 19th is for registered Republican voters only. So if a voter shows up with a different party affiliation, they will be advised of their correct polling location for the upcoming primary in August and general November elections.
Vicki, let's talk a little bit about who can vote in the presidential primary. I know you just mentioned if you're a registered Republican, but I also want to talk about the fact that we have so many people that call Florida home only part of the year. If you live here for only a part of the year, can you vote in the primary? How does that work?
As long as you're a registered Republican voter, you can vote in this upcoming March 19th election. And the same thing for any and all elections in the state of Florida and in Martin County. As long as you're registered to vote And it's really important for voters to know that and realize that Florida is a closed primary state. So you do have to be registered with the party affiliation that coincides with the party that you would like to cast your vote for in upcoming primary elections.
Vicki, we asked this to the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Election right before you joined us this morning about people who are voting by mail. Obviously, way too late to send in that ballot right now. What do we want to tell people who maybe have a mail-in ballot at home about how they need to drop it off, where they can drop it off?
Sure, and many of our snowbirds also vote by mail. It's not too late if they have that ballot in hand, they can always overnight it or express it to us. We should have enough time to receive it back under that format. But a voter can show up to vote in person and they will not be turned away, whether they have that ballot that they received in the mail or not. If they have it, voters, bring it with you to your precinct on election day or early voting, and it will be canceled and you will be issued a ballot on site.
Vicki, what are just some of the common things that we do as voters on election day that maybe you want to just let people know ahead of time?
Just a reminder, couple of reminders, know where your precinct is located, and you can do that by visiting your local supervisor of elections website. Ours is martinvotes.gov, or call the elections office 772-288-5637. Or the other really important piece of information is to have signed photo identification with you. If you don't have it as a registered voter, you will not be turned away. You will be offered a provisional ballot to cast your vote.
All right, Vicki Davis, Supervisor of Elections in Martin County, thank you so much for your time this morning. Next, we talk to the Supervisor of Elections in St. Lucie County when On the Record returns.
Picking healthy foods, easier said than done, right? I talked with an expert about the ingredients to avoid when looking at packaging and the labels.
Get ready for a break from the heat, the front I'm tracking early in the work week.
We're there when news breaks in every community. Whether you're navigating Palm Beach County traffic or tracking storms on the Treasure Coast, watch WPBF 25 News Mornings everywhere, every day.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad, so you better act fast. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan. Let's roll. Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get a low $273 per month lease or get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Welcome back to Sunday with a chance of winning. Final question. Which one of these benefits can you receive every year if you enroll with HealthSun?
Is it $5,000 for comprehensive dental services? $2,400 for groceries, home and pet care supplies and utilities? $1,500 for OTC items, or all of the above?
Cindy?
D, all of them!
Call us today to learn more about our benefits.
Watch Yasmin Chulmis on WPBF 25 News Mornings. You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
I am now joined by St. Lucie County Supervisor of Elections, Gertrude Walker. Gertrude, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Our previous guest with the Supervisor of Elections in Martin County, she mentioned provisional ballots to us right before we wrapped up. We didn't have time to get into it, but I wanted to ask you about it. If you could just explain to us quickly what that is exactly.
If a voter cannot be identified at the polls or if the voter cannot be identified, and that's usually they don't have identification or we can't find them in the list, then they'll be offered a provisional ballot. And the reason we do that is because no voter can be turned away from the polls. Every voter has an opportunity to vote. And the provisional ballot is the regular ballot that everybody else is getting. It's just not placed in the voting machine. It's placed in a envelope And if the signature on that ballot matches your signature on the voter file, then that ballot will be counted. Now, if it's another reason, you have 2 days after the election, the second day after the election, to bring some proof of identification or why you think you should vote before the ballot can be counted.
Gertrude, thank you for that. So let's talk about St. Lucie County. What information is vital for voters to know about the upcoming primary on Tuesday? We know there's a lot of newcomers to St. Lucie County.
Yes, one of the most important things for them to know is that that they should make sure that they're qualified by calling the office or visiting our website. We always recommend that if a voter has any questions, they can call us at 462-1500, or they can visit our website. And so the biggest thing is that this is a closed primary. You know, and many states have open primaries. You can make that decision on election day at the polls. But Florida is a closed primary state, so only registered Republicans will be able to vote in this presidential preference primary. Also, one of the other issues is that we've had a number of calls from voters who were concerned that we still had all 7 candidates on the ballot. Florida law requires that in order to remove a candidate's name from the ballot, they have to submit a formal withdrawal by the 12th of December. And having received none, our ballots were printed, and so all candidates will appear on the ballot. Whether they've ended their campaign or suspended it, or whatever the case may be, we count every vote cast. So if you would like to let your voice be heard, you can do that. Even though our primary is pretty much decided already. It appears that way from looking at the news, but we're going to count every vote, and there will be a winner in Florida based on the results of this election.
Gertrude, let's stay talking about that for a little bit, because yes, as of a few days ago, now President Biden and former President Donald Trump, they have clinched the nominations in their respected parties there. So why should people go out and vote on Tuesday?
Well, I just believe that everybody should have their voice heard. And although the parties made up their mind on who will be on the ballot, you certainly can voice your opinion on it. And I think you should take that opportunity. We have had about a 10% turnout thus far. This is a single primary, which we expect to have a low turnout. Our last single primary was in 2004, and it was just a Democratic primary. And we had about a 16% turnout of the voters. So we've already had about a 10. We'll probably end up with that same, even though the decision may have already been made by the prospective parties. We will have an election and we'll report the results.
Gertrude, before we let you go, we have about 30 seconds or so. What should voters know if they're going to the polls? Has anything changed since the last election?
Yes, we have had 6 polling place changes. So those individuals were sent voter identifications cards with the new information. Also, they have on their sample ballot, on the front of their sample ballot is the precinct that they should report to. So they have 2 places to check, and of course they can check with the website, www.slcelections.com, or call 462-1500, and we're waiting to hear from you.
All right, Gertrude Walker, thank you so much for your time, St. Lucie County Supervisor of Elections. Next, we head to Indian River County on what you should know before you vote on Tuesday.
Introducing a symphony of new possibilities at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. With live craps, roulette, and sports betting alongside our classic ensemble of slots, blackjack, and baccarat. Discover a new era. Discover your rhythm.
There's a lot of things in this world happening right now, and consumers like myself want some level of control.
My name is Amy. I've been with FPL over 6 years. There's so many initiatives to help us continue to deliver clean, reliable, and safe energy to our customers.
We've transitioned from coal and oil to natural gas, and we're moving responsibly towards solar, battery, and green hydrogen, and this will all ultimately bring savings to the customer.
I know that FPL is looking at other ways to produce energy that down the line will reduce my bill, and the future is bright.
Don't miss the City Mattress Anniversary Sale.
Welcome back. There are nearly 60,000 eligible voters in Indian River County for Tuesday's primary, many who already voted early or by mail. Here to tell us more is the County Supervisor of Elections, Leslie Swan. Leslie, thank you for your time this morning. So we mentioned a lot of people already either voted early or by mail. How has the turnout been so far?
It has been poor, unfortunately.
Do you have any numbers that you would be able to share with us?
Sure. We've had just short of 7,000 folks that voted by mail, and we have less than 1,500 that have early voted.
Why do you think that turnout has been so poor?
Well, I think that a lot of the voters realize that most of the candidates have suspended their campaign. And so they don't have a whole lot of choices. And on our ballot, we only have that one race.
So what do you want to say to people? We asked this to one of our previous guests. What do you want to say to people who say, you know, I'm not going to go out to vote on Tuesday because President Biden and former President Donald Trump, they already have, you know, clinched the nomination in their parties?
Well, I still think it's important that you go out there and make your voice heard, because you do want to get credit for voting as well. Once you turn out to vote, your record is marked as voting in that election. And it's really important just to get your voice out there as well. But it's kind of interesting because I haven't seen one candidate sign in front of any of our early voting sites.
And what do you think what do you think the reason behind that is?
You know, it's unusual because at least you would get some of the candidate signs out there. And maybe it's because everyone has suspended their campaign except for Donald Trump, and maybe the Republican Party doesn't feel a need to place the signs out there.
And, you know, you mentioned about coming out and voting on Tuesday, even though maybe some people say it's kind of been decided already, so I'm not going to go. But having people go out and vote really helps your office keep track of things, how many people are heading out to the polls, and, you know, just how things are looking in the county when it comes to Republican versus Democrat.
Right. And I have another reason that I really want people to turn out at the polls. We have some new electronic poll books that some of these election workers are using for the first time. We rolled them out during the municipal elections for the city of Sebastian and the city of Vero Beach back in November of 2023. So we have the new electronic poll books, but we also have introduced at all of our election day polling places ballot on demand printers, so that when the voter checks in to vote, their ballot is automatically printed right there while they're standing in the check-in line. And so having an experience to try out this equipment and get familiar with this equipment is going to be super helpful for us when we go down the road and have our general election, where we have a huge turnout of voters. So we want to make sure our election workers are comfortable with the new equipment that we've rolled out.
Leslie, before we let you go, I wanted to ask, I know that you said on the ballot on Tuesday, it's just the presidential primary, but moving forward for other elections, for people who maybe English is not their primary language, is there translations available, maybe people on site that would be able to help, or could they maybe call the office ahead of time to just learn more information about, you know, what they're voting for?
Well, our ballots are bilingual. And all of our election materials are bilingual, and we have Spanish speakers at our polling locations. And the ones that we don't have a Spanish speaker, we have a hotline that they can call our office, or we have several Spanish speakers that are on staff at the Supervisor of Elections office. So, or if you are a Spanish speaker, you can bring someone to assist you at the polls with interpreting your ballot.
Great, Leslie, thank you. And of course, I'm sure that's the case for any language that you may speak. You can bring a translator there with you, not just Spanish.
Absolutely.
Great. Leslie Swan, thank you so much. Indian River County Supervisor of Election, we appreciate your time this morning. On the Record continues. We'll be right back.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad, so you better act fast. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan. Let's roll. Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get a low $272 per month lease on Altima or get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 and 2024 vehicle trims.
In Florida, hurricanes are a part of life. That's why over 100,000 Floridians have made StormSmart a part of theirs. Our Category 5 storm catcher screens, shutters, and high-impact windows are designed to help protect your home from hurricane winds, rain, and airborne debris. In fact, StormSmart can protect every opening in your home. If you live in Florida, extreme weather is a part of life, but for year-round storm protection, you can count on StormSmart. Call 866-60-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
And finally this morning, we did reach out to the Okeechobee County Supervisor of Elections several times by email and by phone and never got a response from Melissa Arnold. If you do have any questions about voting in Okeechobee, you can call the number that you see right there on your screen. We also provided you with the website. And you can count on WPBF 25 News to bring you all of the results from election night. That's Tuesday, March 19th, both on air and online. We will have crews across the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast bringing you up-to-the-minute information as those ballots are being counted. We thank you for making us a part of your morning. As always, we encourage you to be part of our discussion each and every Sunday right here at 10 a.m. Until the next time, you can watch this morning's On the Record and every episode on our website, WPBF.com. Our shows are also available on our free WPBF 25 News app.